How you going, guys? What I wanted to take you through was some notes that I developed from a meeting I had with Daryl, who started about 4 weeks ago. And he started with next to no customers whatsoever. It's not the way we planned it, but it certainly is the way it worked out, right? So he now has about 25 regs. So after about 4 weeks, 15 casuals, which is good, for about 4 weeks and this time of the year particularly. Anyway, our main focus was on finding work for him immediately, so taking immediate action and starting to grow fast from right now. So I know you've heard me talk about the top 10 marketing activities, and there's a link there below this as well to that, and even the other one I did, which was how to shoot fish in a barrel, which was looking at the least amount of effort, or shooting fish when they're in the barrel, so it's the easiest fish to shoot, I suppose is what we're saying there. But so you got those links there, you can explore them. But this was a different point of view. This came from a different standpoint altogether, which was like immediate and relating to a new guy that's just starting and wants to grow. Anyway, here's some notes. So you'll pick up on some similar themes and some similar things that we'll be talking about. You've probably heard me talk about before, but hopefully from a different standpoint. So number one was, of course, if you're looking for work, additional service from each customer, right? So, and make sure that's obviously being confirmed, that it's being communicated either by photo or by text or face-to-face, or photo of that. I talk about the photo of the additional service and texting it through to them, sending them a text face-to-face or a phone call. Now, you must record it. You must record that you've actually offered them an additional service. That goes on your additional service spreadsheet, which is below with the link in the blue. So you can click on that, and you should have an additional service for each client recorded. And when you actually ask them for that additional service, that way you know that if they said yes to it, they may need that on a regular quarterly basis or monthly basis or yearly basis or whatever it is. So if they've said yes, you should record it. If they say no, then you've asked them that additional service. Don't ask them that again, okay? Because then you just look stupid. Cool. So recording is very important. Okay, but finding an additional service for each customer, stock standard 101, find work, right? Number two, your casual list of clients or even your lead list. For some people, you talk about your casual list and ringing them up. Of course, they're obviously the closest fish in the barrel. And then you got your lead list, and I'd say in that lead list, you got the ones that accepted your work once but aren't even casual. You know what I mean? They haven't just followed up at all. And then you've obviously got the ones you didn't win the job for, which I wouldn't say is worth calling. But for that, say for the last 6 months of your lead list, if you've been with us, or maybe it's your casual list that just you're ringing up. So call them and ask them how their yard is looking and whether they'd like you to come around and tidy up or do some work for them. Right. So this is where little pots of gold exist within your business that you can go to straight away for work. Realestate.com, houses selling in your territory or in your area. They'll have a big sign out the front. Therefore, they're providing the perfect excuse for you to come and knock on the door and ask them if they need assistance at all over this period of time, which is a hectic period of time for them. They've got lots of open inspections, so they've got to keep the house looking fantastic. They may not even be living in that house anymore because they've bought another house, and therefore they'd have to get the mower to come back to that house. So they've got a real need for you over this period of time when it's quite a busy time of their lives. So perfect ones to hit up for it, and you're offering them a favour kind of thing of, making sure you know when the inspection is, and I'll come around and have a quick look. Who's going to say no to that, or the auction date, or whatever it is. So anyway, so beautiful. So they're an easy hit one, right? Rather than the just general spraying of the general public who may or not need our service at that time. Cool. The other one is face-to-face. Listen, introducing yourself, being friendly on the street. I can call this probably as well, but for guys that are really, keen, listen, talking to the neighbours of your customers may be of benefit to you. So that's and introducing yourself. So neighbours don't like to see strangers walking around the yard, and that's the angle that I would approach it from. So just being friendly and saying good day and talking to them actually is a good thing for everyone. So face to face by whatever means that you can do it. So that also means wearing your gym shirt to your kids, picking them up from soccer or whatever it is, or picking them up from school or whatever it is. So that helps as well. Face to face wherever possible. Businesses always are great. This is number 5. Businesses are always a great source of work because they're less price sensitive, so they're not price sensitive as much. And quite often, here's a big one that I don't talk about very often: opening up their client base to you. So if you're doing work on their property and it's a doctor's surgery, you're going to have people coming past you while you're doing the work. You're going to see people that are going to know that you're there on a regular basis because they're in the area anyway, and they see the truck parked out the front or in the car park. So they know who kind of like does their doctor's surgery. Then they walk past and see what a fantastic presentation area that is, and it's only going to promote you, right? Let alone if you're actually working there at the time. So that's what I mean by exposing yourself. Also with exposing yourself business-wise, also being on a main road, obviously, and spending some time there, obviously, everyone sees you there. So high exposure there on a number of angles. Facebook, number 6, Facebook, yeah, absolutely. If you can gather your customers' emails and you can actually put them into a thing that Facebook tells you about, like a string or an area, and you can actually send invitations out to them to say, come and look at my Facebook page or come and like me. And then what you do from there is, it's beautiful because then you just document the jobs that you're doing around the place that you're really proud of, which is actually something that we did all the time anyway. But now you get to actually give it to an audience who are buying your services because they're part of your customer base, they're your regulars. So putting your customers into this mechanism that allows you to have a fantastic one-to-many communication of pictures of what you're doing is absolute gold. So you can't overlook Facebook, no matter how much you hate it or don't hate it. It's not about that. It's just about the numbers, and the numbers are with it. Cool. So the challenge with that one, obviously, is the first step is a bit administrative, getting their email addresses up there and inviting them to the page. And then obviously from there, though, it's just taking a few photos per week. I think people that engage in that also enjoy their job better. For whatever reason, don't know. Number 7, text messaging groups. Now, I've spoken about this before. There is actually an instructional video on this as well if you wanted to get to that. I haven't put that link there. That teaches you actually how to do that as well. But it's not as hard as you think, and different phones use different mechanisms. I think the one that we've got on video now is probably not as easy as your iPhone grouping and stuff like that. But I should have started with this right at the start and said this to you. Text messaging to your customers can yield up to 42% conversion rate on an additional service. Now, have a look at this. This is what one of the fellas wrote in with. Okay, so Shane, at the start of this month, I decided to offer a special offer in my weekly SMS notifications to customers, and he's going to continue to do it from now on. So the first week he sent it to 24 customers, and 10 said yes. Beautiful. That's a conversion rate of 42%. Right? Wow. This is what the message looks like. So Roger was nice enough to actually talk about the message there, and you can read that in your own time. It is down below. But I like the bit at the end. Big slap in the face to my know-it-all head for not doing this when you first suggested it 18 months ago. I don't know. It's killer, isn't it? You know what I mean? But just do it now rather than in 18 months. It's called the lost opportunity cost. Opportunity cost? Yeah, by not doing something now that you know you should do in your business, and you tend to make it out to be something bigger and requiring more work than it actually is. By not doing it now and just, putting your head down, bum up, and continuing on with your business, digging the hole deeper, man, put your head up and actually do a few things that drive your business that have been suggested to you. It's an opportunity cost. Every moment that you don't do it is another month wasted that you could be in a better business. Cool, guys. That's it. Didn't have to show my face. You beauty. Have a great month. And I think there is another couple of videos coming out after this, though, just to let you know, because I've already made them. But I thought this one was more important to get out now, just for those guys that want to really find that little bit of extra business and control their levels week in, week out, even though we are improving, obviously. But this one's more important. The next ones are really good as well. Okay, thanks, guys. Catch you.